All right, guys. Can you give me a wave if you can hear me okay? Yes, you can. Fantastic. I wanted to thank everybody that was here early and on time for doing so. Great work. We've got a great crew here this morning. I will let you know in advance, today is likely to go for 90 minutes. I just don't think I'm going to be able to pack everything in for a full hour. I know that wasn't planned, but I don't want to under give to you. So I understand if you can't make it for the full 90 minutes, that's okay. You might just have to catch a bit of a replay. But I did just want to let you know in advance that we probably will go a little bit longer today. Also, how many of you have noticed how crisp and clean and incredible my video is right now? You guys notice the difference? It's my freaking iPhone. I shit you not. I'm not going to waste time with it now, but anyone who has a Mac or an iPhone, I've just got a mount above my screen, and where you select video, you just select Owen's iPhone camera. No tech, nothing. It automatically picks it up. It's way better. Like I was going to spend $1,500 on a camera. It is my iPhone. Boom, blown away. And if you've got a Samsung, I can't freaking help you. Get an iPhone. Samsung suck. That's just my opinion. Let's move on. I can't help you. You're dead. No, I'm just kidding. You figure that out just on your own. All right. So today's going to be a really, really awesome call because we've got so much stuff that we want to go through. I'm just going to jump straight into it with you guys. So last week, we figured out exactly how many calls we need in our calendar each month to hit our individual income goals. So as we begin, I want you to type in the chat, okay, calls, and then I want you to put how many calls you need in your calendar per month. And then I want you to put sales. So calls and sales, just put in the one message. It'll make it easy. Calls, number, sales, number. And 27 calls, 9 sales. Andrew, 24 calls, 8 sales. Beautiful. A lot of 24s and 8s. I'm guessing that's a reverse engineering to 20,000. That makes it easy. Naomi, 16 calls, 4 sales, 15 and 5. Look at these numbers. Set at 25 and 5. By the way, I know you move clients around, so awesome to have you here. I appreciate the effort. Ali, we did well too, by the way, guys, with daylight savings. I know there's someone that's missed today's call. I pray for them. But for you guys, you did well. 84 calls, 28 sales. Kelly, awesome. I would suggest that you move that down a little bit. Go for reverse engineer it to your first 5 to 10,000 first. Make it achievable. Hit that and then look at it so you don't freak yourself out. 8 sales, 24 calls. Beautiful. So we did that last week. If you ain't clear, it's your fault because you had a whole week. You've had 7 days to ask for help. So if you haven't asked for help, make sure you do after this. But it's a kick up the ass because if you didn't ask for help, then what the heck have you been doing for the last 7 days, guys? Come on. But I love the guys. Type I in the chat if you love the freaking clarity that you got from last week. Boom. So, oh yeah, there's a little photo from last week. Now, this week we're going to begin a 4-week journey. Okay, we're going to begin a 4-week journey starting today. And what that journey is going to help you do is to show you how to get those calls or presentations in your calendar so you can hit that income goal. So if we go back to here, okay, session number 1 is clarity on how many calls we need in the calendar and how many sales we need to make. So then the next 4 weeks is going to show you how to get that many calls in your calendar so you can make that many sales. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Wow. So we got the clarity. Now it's the how. Awesome. Now, this session today, we're going to do one more foundational session, and then we're really going to launch into it, although there is going to be some juicy stuff. So over the next 4 weeks, here's just a few things that you guys can get excited for that Ashley and I are going to bring to you and teach you. So number 1, who's your dream team member and where to find them? Yeah, and how to get them to want to buy your stuff. As I go through each one here, guys, I want you to type yes if this is something you want help with. So getting clear on who your dream team member is, where to find them, and how to get them to want to buy your stuff. Secondly, how to build a brand that positions you as an authority so that more and more leads come directly to you. How many of you would like more people to come to you so you don't have to go out to them eventually? Awesome. We'll talk about that. Next, how to write content so that more people buy from you because they know, like, and trust you before you ever even speak with them. How many of you have noticed with some of your conversations, for those of you that have been getting after it, that initially it's a little bit harder? because not as many people know you, or in fact, nobody knows you yet. So I want to show you how you can create content so that those people that you're speaking with begin to know, like, and trust you before you ever even get into a conversation with them. Is this making sense? It's a journey. There's a journey. No one knows you right now. Again, I'm just looking at you, Donna, Amanda. Don't get emotional about it. Yeah? Tony Robbins, no one knew him before they knew him. Like, just get over it. So we're going to help you become known. All right? Now, next, how to explode your engagement and create virality with your content through simple systems, unapologetic content. How many of you notice people that have lots of engagement and you think you're a piece of shit because you don't, and you think there's something special about them because they do? Yeah, real talk. But the reality is they've just helped more people, created more content, and they're using a system. So would you like it for me to show you that system? Yes or no? Yes. They're not special snowflakes and you don't suck. They're just doing more than you, more consistently, which you can do something about. Wonderful. How to become Jedi-like in DM so that you can easily enroll dream team members by having heart-centered, value-led conversations. How many of you are here for that? Great. And then also how to get people to say yes to joining a team by mastering the art of sales. Whether you hate sales, whether you don't think you need to be good at sales, period, point blank, like, you will like sales by the end of this, or you'll quit, one or the other. But I don't think that's an option. So that's what we're going to cover today, guys, real quick. Okay, clarity on your dream team member, how to build a brand, how to write content, how to increase your engagement, how to do DMs, how to sell. Do you think that by the end of this, you're going to know what the heck you need to do to build a business? Yes or no? BEA beautiful, as Jim Carrey would say. So today's session's end result. This is what we're going to do today. That's the next 4 weeks. This is today. Number one, figure out who your dream team member is once and for all. Yes, sellers need to follow up with implementation. Second thing, how to get more of that type of person to see your stuff. Okay. If by the end of today's call, you knew who your dream team member was, where to find them, and how to get more of that person to see your content, how valuable would that be? Does that guarantee that that person will like, engage, or buy from you? Yes or no? No, that's up to your content, which we're going to work on next week or the week after. Yeah. But what this will do is it will guarantee that you'll get the person that you want to see your stuff. How valuable would that be? If you owned a florist, how valuable would it be to be able to guarantee that you could get people into your store that want to buy flowers? Or they're in the market for flower, like it would be, right? Does that guarantee they're going to buy? No. But to be able to get them in, that would be incredibly valuable, wouldn't it? Awesome. So quick story. So when I first started working with Yaya, right? I shit you not. I was on a weekend away. This is a true story. There is no BS. This is a true story. I was on a weekend away with my ex-wife, and I was really, really struggling in my business. I had tried to do it all on my own for some time, and I was stressed out to the max. So when we went away on this weekend, I said, I'm going to have a technology-free weekend. And when I was on the weekend, like, I just had this insight, God, universe, whatever you call it, is like, I need Yaya's help, but I can't afford it. And so I had this idea of like, I'll reach out to Yaya and tell him that I'll pay him $1,000 for a call, because if I can just get clear on who my ideal client is, that's like, and how to attract them. That was all. I was like, if I can just get clear on that one thing of who I'm targeting and how to attract that person, everything else is good. Like, I know that my coaching program is great. I know I can get people results. How do I attract the right type of person? Can anyone else relate to that? You're like, I know Enagic or my business is great. I know that when I get them, I'm going to, but how do I get that right person? And so I was like, so I reached out to Yaya. I messaged him. I said, bro, struggling. Don't know if you're up for this, but could I pay you for one call? I can't afford to work with. Can I pay you for one call? Now on that call, we hopped on. He goes, bro, I'm just going to help you. And I said, I need help with knowing who my target audience is. How do I attract that person? And he said, well, hey, Owen, have you been working with any clients over the last little bit? I said, yep. And he said, have you gotten any clients, any types of results? And I said, yeah, I got a few clients, some pretty good results. And he goes, awesome. So he goes, I want you to tell me about a couple of those clients and their results. He said, I want you to tell me their name and I want you to tell me the results you got. And I said, okay, cool. So I worked with Annie, and she was in Arbonne. And in the first 30 days, she doubled her income. And then in the next 30 days after, she doubled it again. And then I said, I worked with another lady, I can't remember her name. And I said, I did a similar thing. I think she like doubled or tripled her income in a 90-day period. And he goes, awesome. He goes, your power statement is, I help network marketers double their income in 90 days or less. Boom. And the call, we're like 7 minutes into the call, right? And he goes, can I help with anything else? And it was that simple. It was that simple. And within 7 minutes, I knew it was, I help network marketers double their income in 90 days or less. And that came from, for me personally at the time, because I was working with clients, it came from that. And we got clarity and it was really powerful. Now, this is what I want you guys to get. So we had that call and he said to me, and long story short, he said, oh, and you can, obviously we've had a great call, 2 options. You can either keep going on your own or you can work with me. I put $5,000 down on my ex-wife's credit card, probably why she's my ex, ended up working with Yaya, the rest is history. And so when I signed up, he said, oh, and now all I want you to do is I want you to go out and in your content, I want you to speak directly to network marketers and their pain points and helping them double their income. And I want you to speak directly to that type of person. And so what did I do? Because I'm one coachable mofo. So I said, yes, I'm going to do it. Instantly, right? I go out and do this post. And then, as you can see here, this is like back in 2020. And I go, win. Had been posting very broad with my content. How many of you are like, oh, I don't want to niche down? Type yes in the chat. I don't want to be specific. I don't want to miss out on this person or that person. Me too. Me too. And I was so scared of, oh, thank you for the yeses, guys. I was so scared about, well, I can't be talking specifically because what about all the fears? Insert whatever you're thinking now, I thought it. Yaya said, do it. I said, bro, I'm going to do it. So I was specific in my content instantly. So I had been posting very broad and scared to niche down. Off the back of my call with the great man himself, Yaya Bakar, I've spent the last 3 days creating content, speaking to my exact ideal client, and just got this message. Plenty of other examples of others who are directly and indirectly reaching out due to the content. Magnetic baby, working like a charm. This is a message I got. Hey, you sent me a friend request the other day and I don't usually accept. Get this, guys. Listen, I don't usually accept, but I did, lol. I've been reading your posts and I'd like to ask for help. I just read your post for July about your story and it's got me in deep thought. Anyway, thank you for sharing and sending me a friend request. I absolutely must kill it in network marketing and build my empire for my kids, but I'm in my own way. Doubt, insecurity, etc. How many of you have noticed when you DM people, they're like, why are you DMing me? Who are you? Or they don't respond. Instantly, I read your post. I don't normally accept, but I did. Type landing in the chat at any stage. I shouldn't have to remind. Landing and breakthroughs. We can land and we can break through all together as a collective family today. Okay. So this allowed me, my content, and this is the thing that you guys underestimate. I know it. My content created a connection and a bond with my audience before I ever even spoke to them. How many of you are following me right now? Never spoke to this person, but my content, because I chose to be specific, caused a stranger that never knew me to accept my friend request and ask for help. Guys, does this guarantee that this is going to make you 20 sales in your first week? Yes or no? No. But what this does do, is it's going to help you make it easy for the right person to find you. Now, let's continue. Okay. So I'll go over this pretty quickly, but I just want you to know how quickly I implement, guys. And this is just as an example for you guys. Be your freaking ideal client. So back on the 10th of July, we started straight away. Is there anything I can get started with before Monday when I have my first call? And so immediately I put a post in my group chat with them and I said, here's my post. What's your feedback? So number one lesson, guys, what did I do? He gave me a direction. Then what did I do? I learned. What did I do? Type it in the chat. What did I do? Because there's multiple learnings here, but I fucking did it. I just did it. I wrote a post. I was scared to write it. Are you a network marketer currently hitting 3K, 10K, 20K months? How many of you want to attract a certain type of person? Like, we're going to go into many deeper things, but the most underestimated thing is tell your audience who you want to attract. So are you a network marketer who make 10K months and looking to double your income? What type of person would I attract with this languaging? In just the simplest terms, right? What type of person? A network marketer already doing 3K, 10K, 20K wants to double. Is that rocket science, guys? No. So I just want to touch on that. Just be specific in itself and make it clear. So I did that, and there's a couple of my posts. And then this is the part that I want. So please just listen here. Yeah, but Lisa, like, we'll go deeper into this. But even if you didn't know who your target audience is, what about even just, hey, I'm looking for some people who want to make money online, who are in a job, they're ready to move, and are looking for a way out and want to get started right now. You feel me? Even if you had no idea who your target audience is, you can still articulate who it is that you're looking for. And by the simple action of doing that, you make it easy for that person to find you. Type landing in the chat. Like, we're so up in the cloud, like, specific. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted. We'll come back to this. We'll go way deeper in this in content. So just listening, because this is the part that I want you to notice here. So I have the call with Yaya. He said, I want you to speak directly to network marketers, and I do this post, right? And at the end of the post here, can you see this? See my mouse? So if you want help taking your business to the next level, comment below or DM me. Okay. So if you want help taking your business to the next level, comment below or DM me. Now listen to this. This is Yaya's exact response. Okay. Overall, great job. Looks like there are 4 clients. So celebrate those instead of 3 ladies. In the post, I said I'd help 3 ladies. He said, say 3 clients. But here's the part that blew me away. He said, and instead of saying business, so if we go back, see over here, I said, if you're ready to take your business to the next level, he said, instead of saying business at the end, say network marketing business. Why did I just share that with you? So immediately, more specific. Yep, Amanda, boom, more direct, be specific, because it's so specific. Now, I can viscerally remember this. I remember writing the post and writing, if you have a business, and I'm like, I should do network marketers, but I wrote business because I was scared and I didn't want to turn off the coaches and the other business owners. Anyone feel me? Yeah, I can viscerally remember, but I did it. And then, it's like, yo, change it to network marketers. And so why am I telling you this story? Because immediately that feedback told me I must be much more specific than I ever believed that I could or that I should. So write that down in your little notebooks. I must be more specific than I ever believed that I would or should. And so it was after this feedback that then I went on and got this message. So he gave me the feedback. I adjusted the post. Then I got this message immediately after. Jordana, you can be scared. Again, I was scared. Feeling fear is inevitable. Not taking action is a choice. Remember how last week we had a great call on Thursday and I gave you all of these ahas? That doesn't mean it makes it easier to implement. It just gives you the information. So suck it up, buttercup. Do it. I'm not pulling no punches anymore, guys. I got to tell you the truth. You will be scared. Do it anyway. Okay. So be specific. So obviously we've spent 21 minutes of this call setting this call up for a reason. Now, I didn't plan for this. I shit you not. But as I'm going through this, I ask myself, am I being clear enough in my content and stuff? Thank you, Seth, and I appreciate that. And so what I did is I went and changed my bio. This is magical stuff, guys. This is this morning while I'm at the gym doing legs. And I changed my bio to growing and scaling Enagic businesses. I shit you not. 9 minutes later, I get this. Growing and scaling an Anagic business is damn me grow. 9 minutes later, this is this morning. This dude will probably be in here in this community. Now, guys, does this guarantee you will make a sale? Yes or no? No. But here's what I want you to catch. Listen to this. Write this down and screenshot this because this is one of the most powerful statements in the world when it comes to marketing. The purpose of marketing is to make it easy for the right person to find you and for you to find them. The purpose of marketing is to make it easy for the right person to find you and for you to find them. What I mean by that is that if you're scared to niche down, I get it. But notice how here I'm being very specific about, so the outcome is growing and scaling. It's literally one company, right? It's one company. Like that's scary for me. And then the result is also specific. So in my bio, communicating who I help, right? And being specific, it makes it easy for Paul when he comes to my profile to know if I can help him. Type landing in the chat. So it makes it easy for the right type of person to find me because the Anagic business owner that wants to grow and scale to get to 50K a month immediately knows, they're easy for the right person to find me. But then here's the powerful thing, and this is what's going to feed into the rest of the call, is that it makes it then easy for me to find them. How? Why? Because if I know it's Anagic, and we'll go into this later on in the call, then I can go to an Anagic group or Anagic pages or Anagic people. If it's network marketers, I can go to I know where network marketers hang out. If it's nurses, I know where nurses hang out. If it's you feel me? So it makes it easy for them to find you by you being specific, but it also makes it easy for you to find them. If you're like, I just want to help people, you're like, well, what people? What type of people? What do these people want? So not only does it make it hard for the right type of person to find you, it makes it hard for you to find them. See you, Jordana. Is this helpful so far before we've even dived in? The psychology behind this. I've taken 24 minutes so far to set this up because it's that important. What I teach next is ridiculously simple. The mechanics of what I will teach you will not be hard. Yeah? Your ability to receive it is the most important thing. So if you're open to receiving what I'm about to share with you, type I in the chat. Because if you will receive it, and like I did with Yaya, and you will implement quickly without having all the perfect answers, you can get results much faster than you'd ever believe possible if you're willing to catch what I'm sharing with you here. Okay. So let's dive straight into an example. So who here would like to actually, is Leanne on the call? Leanne, you here? I was just thinking about you before. No, that's totally cool. All right. So who here would like to be a little guinea pig with me? Teresa. All right. Sweet. So take yourself off of mute. So have you decided whether or not you're doing Anagic or not yet?
Yes, I'm doing Anagic and I'm thinking to target health coaches.
Okay. So I'm just going to do a little exercise with you like Yaya did with me, to do a live example to show us as a collective group how we're going to come up with our power statement and our dream team member and our niche. Does that sound good?
Yep.
I'm going to do an example with Teresa, and then I'm going to do another example with a worksheet that we're going to do together. And then you guys are going to complete the worksheet together, and we're going to end up with the end result of a power statement. So Teresa, you already know this. Before you started with Anagic, like what you're doing now, you are a what?
A health coach.
A health coach. Okay. Health coach. Tick. Okay. When you looked at Anagic and you decided you wanted to do it, what was your goal financially? Like, what were you hoping to achieve from the business?
Well, my goal is to have passive income. That is my main goal. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So guys, note this: health coach, passive income. And why is it important for you to have passive income? Like, what are you hoping that that'll do for you in your life?
It will give me freedom. I'll no need to be recruiting people for my health coach and selling my health coach and I love coaching, but I don't want to be doing over and over and that and just being self-employed. I want to have freedom.
Okay, so catch this, guys. Health coach, passive income, freedom. I help health coaches generate passive income online so they can create freedom. You're welcome, Teresa. Did you guys catch that?
Thank you.
Did you guys catch that? Yep. So what did I do? So who, what, outcome. So I help health coaches create passive income online so that they can create freedom for themselves and their family. Now, here's the thing. Is that true, Teresa? Is that what you want? Yes or no?
Yes.
It is. So this isn't some fancy statement that we made up pulled out of our butts. It's why Teresa started. It's what Teresa's doing. And so can I have a show of hands here if you have made less than 10 sales? Put your hand in the air. Okay. If you've made less than 10 sales, then your dream team member is going to be you. That's what we're going to start with. Why is it going to be you? Because Teresa doesn't have to make that up. Yeah. Teresa, can you speak passionately and with clarity around helping health coaches want to make passive income so you can create freedom? Yes or no?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Why can you create and why can Teresa speak clearly and passionately about that? Because it's her. And when she does, who will she attract? Other health coaches wanting to create passive income so they can create what? Freedom. Type breakthrough in the chat at any stage. Is this clear?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're going to have a time for questions, guys. I just want to set this up. You're welcome. And so, all right, let's do now. I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to show you this worksheet. And then with this worksheet, you guys are going to actually fill this out and do this yourself. Okay. Who would like to be the next guinea pig in the next example? Go ahead and put your hand up. Bianca, you're first. You can go. Okay, so I'm going to use you as an example here. Can we give Teresa and Bianca a massive round of applause for being quick and fast and awesome? Some of you didn't even give her a round of applause. That's why I love about the video. You're sitting there, you're not giving no love. Come on, guys, give them a round of applause. Great work, Donna. I see you, Amanda, and thank you. All right. So, ever struggled with the question? So, what is it that you actually do? Has anyone ever been confused when someone asks you that? What do you like? Hey, Bianca. So I've been like, what do you do? What is it that you do? Anyone ever been confused with that? Knowing how to answer? No one? You're all just sweet. Cool. I know you do. All right. So this document, all right, we're going to answer the question, help you answer the question, what do you do? But I also want to help you get clarity on who you help and what you help them achieve. No worries, Alice. I appreciate you letting me know. Okay. So that's what we're going to do with this little document. Now, if you haven't made a sale yet, or you've done less than 10 sales, which is like 90% of us here, you're doing this based on who you are or were before you first started. Okay. If you already have a team or you've helped people get results, you can do it like I did with the example with Yaya, right? Think about people you've actually helped and think about the common type of person that you've helped and the result that they've gotten for being in your Enagic team. And you could use that as an example. Does that make sense? But for 90 to 95% of you here today, you do you. So here's the document. So Bianca, I'll ask you this here. So how do you define yourself professionally? How do you identify professionally? So if I was at a networking event or if I was just bumped into at a cafe, Bianca, I'm like, hey, so like, what is it that you do? How would you answer that?
I would say I'm a mum first and foremost. Like my daughter's my number one priority. Yeah.
Perfect.
I used to identify as a teacher, but now I'm like, no, that's my past life, mum.
You're a mum. Sweet. Yeah. Piece of cake. Awesome. So don't overcomplicate it. Boom. You would answer as a mum. So regardless of from the outside looking in, Bianca might be a teacher, might be a business owner, she might be a soul-led entrepreneur, but she identifies as a what? a mum. So notice how the question is, how do they or how did you define themselves professionally? Okay, I'm going to come back to this. So mum, second question. And this is the exact same question that I asked Teresa. So Bianca, either when you first started or now, what was your financial or business goal when you first started with Enagic?
To be honest, make enough money to be at home with my daughter comfortably, eventually to have my partner at home, all of us together too. But short-term or long-term goal, Owen?
Either. Just when you started, what was the main thing that you're like, hey, or even now, like, when I'm successful, I will have done this?
I will have enough money to always be at home with my daughter, to homeschool her, to, I'd love to.
Enough money. And then it comes down to, you already answered the next question, which is, what are you hoping that'll do for you? Which is always be home with daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do those three questions. We go, okay, cool. Bianca sees herself as a mum. She wants to make money, enough money, just make money so that she can always be at home with her children, with her family, with her kids. Boom. So then when we come down here to step number 2, we come up with our statement. And there's a bazillion. How many of you have looked at different people's bios and you're like, how do I do it? What should I say? And this person has emojis and that person has emojis. You're right, Bianca. And this person has that statement. It's like, it doesn't matter. How about we just start with simple today? Does that sound good? We can get complicated later. But so for the purpose of this exercise, we're just going to look at a simple statement. I help who do what so that they can get outcome. Now, guys, catch this. What's more important, having a fancy, sexy statement or making it easy for the right type of person to find you? A or B? Having it sound and look sexy and fancy, or, now that we know the purpose of marketing, making it easy for the right type of person to find you? How many of you guys just had a breakthrough then in terms of your statement and bio around, why the heck am I trying to make it look sexy? Like, why? If the purpose of marketing is to make it easy for the right person to find me, wouldn't I want to make it clear so it's easy for the right person to find me? Boom. But you didn't know the purpose of marketing or the purpose of the bio. So of course you didn't know, but now you know. So you can't go back. Now, when you go to try and make a sexy, beautiful bio, you're going to go, fuck. When that person comes into my store, I'm supposed to be selling flowers. They're confused. I've got no flowers on display. What's going on? So we use this statement to make it easy. Now, how we come up with this statement is we're going to answer these 3 questions above. And then it's really simple. Where it says who, you enter what you put in question 1, where you put what you put in where you question 2, and then 3 outcomes. So it's really simple. I help mums, and I'd probably just say, like, make money online, because you want to make money, but let's just be a little bit clear that it's make money online. Yeah. So that they can be at home with their family or their children, or, and you can play around with the languaging so that that's clear, but so that they can have the time and freedom to be at home with their family whenever they want, however they want, doing whatever they want. Type breakthrough in the chat. So for Bianca, her statement is that I help mums make money online so they can have the time and freedom to spend with their family. Is that complex, yes or no? No. Is it simple, and would it make it easy for the mum wanting to make money online to find Bianca, yes or yes? Awesome. Thank you, Bianca, for being an awesome example. Let's do one more. Who else we had? Let's go, Jen. Jen, let's answer this question for you. And how you doing, first of all?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Amazing. I'm doing great. Welcome to the call. If I was to say to you, cool, awesome, what is it that you do? How do you define? What would you say?
I would say that I am a mom. I can relate to Bianca, where I'm a veterinarian professionally, also a coach, but I definitely identify as a mom in this space.
Okay, so I'm going to put the 3 of them down there for a reason. Now, when you started, when it comes to Nagic, what was your financial or business goal when you started, or even now? What was it that you're like, hey, when I achieve this in business, I'm happy? What would that be?
Earn enough money to stay home with my now 2 boys, with my kids.
Boom. Okay, so it's the same as Bianca. Awesome. So I'm just going to put money. My writing is so good. So stay at home, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now here's the cool thing, right? So Jen, you identify as a mum, vet, or a coach. So it's probably fair to say that you can relate to, understand, and are familiar with mums, vets, coaches. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we were here making a decision as to who we were going to target, the only question that matters for me personally, okay, let me ask you this, Jen. Do you want to, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to do just what feels nice and just what feels perfect in the moment? Or would you prefer to do the thing that is going to help you make the most money as quickly as possible?
Make the most money as quickly as possible.
Awesome. So when we're deciding, for me personally, if your goal is to make as much money as quickly as possible in this business, I personally would be choosing the niche or person that is the most likely to buy. The most likely to buy. Now, okay, there's no way to guarantee from mum to vet to coach, but we could probably make some assumptions, right? If you're a mum and you identify as a mum, as a general assumption, is the percentage of mums that want to be a powerhouse business owner going to be higher or lower?
Probably lower.
Okay, awesome. If we look at vets, the percentage of vets that want to transition into an online business career going to be higher or lower?
Lower.
Okay. A coach, lower. They want to make money online, potentially could be open to doing something different, be higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. Now, did you notice, Jen, how at no stage did I say that any of these guarantee that someone's going to buy over the other? All we're looking at is which one is going to, which group here is going to be more likely to be open to what I'm selling. Because if they're more likely and there's going to be a larger percentage, that means you have a larger market to be able to speak to. It's going to be easier to speak to that person because you're not needing to convince them or tell them why they should be interested in it. A coach is likely already interested in wanting to make money. There's a lot of coaches out there that suck and are struggling just because they call themselves a coach doesn't mean they're successful. There's many that would have a problem that would potentially be looking for a solution. Again, no guarantees. And I know some of you are thinking, yeah, but those coaches are happy to. Again, it doesn't matter. We're just looking at which one has the higher likelihood for them to want to buy from me. So for me personally, Jen, when I'm deciding here, that's what I would use personally to decide if I've got 3 areas that I kind of understand reasonably well. I'm going to go with the one that's the highest likelihood. So, for example, is this helpful, Jen, by the way?
Yeah, this is super helpful because I've been kind of struggling with this since I do have different identities and I could go either way. So this is very, very helpful.
Amazing. And my example with this is as I transitioned over to network marketers with my story with Yaya, I was a health and fitness coach for women and mums. And so what I experienced was that there's a ton of mums and women that just aren't in a financial position, single mums that didn't have any money. And wasn't that I didn't want to help them. It didn't want that I didn't care about them, but I had more often than, and I had mums pay me $3,500 to buy my program, but it was harder because not every mum has the money, like, etc. So part of the reason why I wanted to go network marketers. Now, was I passionate about network marketing? Not really, couldn't care less. But I was like, did I want to make money? Yes. And I was like, yes. So I made that switch. And because I know so many of you are like, I want to do something that's so aligned and so like, fuck, which one? Do you want why don't we just make money? And then when you're making so much money, then focus on making it so cool and perfect. But if it's super aligned and feels so awesome and you broke, how valuable is that to you? And again, that's just my personal opinion. You can sit around trying to make this statement perfect and find your perfect aligned, soul aligned MOF. Like, you can be my guest, but you're probably going to stay broke because you're seeking perfection. And write this down. Imperfect action will beat perfect inaction every day. And if we're clear on what we want, which again, if it's to make money, let's choose a profitable niche and person.
This is huge.
Yes, talk to me.
This is huge because as we're like going through this, I can feel we're going towards coach, and I'm like feeling this resistance because I'm a mom, and I'm like, I've started my new Instagram. Like, I want to talk to moms. But what you said about how you were kind of resistant to network marketing, but you wanted a profitable niche, that just landed so much. It was just like mind blowing. Like, oh my gosh, I can totally relate to that. And like the whole thing about talking to moms where it's not that it can't happen, but it's going to be harder. I've found that. I've absolutely found that. So this is incredible right now. This is awesome.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you. And I know there's resistance because I know my audience, which is you guys. I know where you've come from. I know what you've been taught. I know all that stuff. I get it. Now, Bianca's probably thinking, but hey, like, it's mums for me. Again, that's totally cool. If it's mums for you and you're wildly passionate about it, you will be the one person that the mums that do want to be a powerhouse of business or do want to, like, you can be that person for them. As long as you can speak to it and you're passionate about it. But if you have a choice where you're starting from scratch and you can relate to multiple, choose the most profitable one for you. Why would you not? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, Jen, is as you speak to and target coaches, you still can speak about being a mum, and you'll still talk about being a mum, and you'll still speak about why you're doing this, which is to have more time for your kids. Yeah. You'll do all of that, but you'll just be speaking to the coach that's also a mum. Also, you feel me?
Yeah.
Just because you're speaking to coaches doesn't mean that you delete the fact you're a mum. You're still a mum. Right. But rather than just trying to just go mums, like, it's the coach that's the mum that wants to make money online, that wants to be the power. Does that make sense?
No, that totally makes sense because I started a new Instagram page, and it's going to be more of like a lifestyle personal brand. So, and a lot of it has to do with me being a mom and parenthood and everything like that, and how I came to network marketing. So yeah, that absolutely makes sense where I can kind of blend it.
Amazing. Let's give Jen a round of applause, guys and gals.
Thank you.
Okay, so Bianca, we can come back I want to come back to questions. I just want to give everybody the opportunity to do this exercise now, and then we'll come back to some Q&A and really hash this stuff out because there's some stuff to speak about, and I want to make sure that everybody's clear. So I think 5 minutes is enough. I'm just going to give you guys 5 minutes, and I'll put the link to this document in the chat so you've got it. But it's really just, how do you define yourself professionally? And you can start now and just write it down. The second question is, well, what was your goal, or what is your goal on it, like your business goal? Write it down. Some of you, it'll be you wanted to make 10K a month. Some of you just want to make 20K. Some of you want to replace your full-time income. Some of you, it's legacy. Some of you, it's a millionaire. Everyone's different. Some of you will be the same. Okay, so that's the second thing. And then the third thing is why ultimately do you want to achieve that goal? What are you hoping it will do for you in your life? Which is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. For some of you, it'll be freedom. Some of you, it's time home with the kids. Some of you, it's just because you want to be a badass, because you want to be the best in the world. Like, it doesn't matter. Just whatever that is for you. So get started with that now, and I'm going to go find the link for you. I'm just going to put some music on, and I'll give you guys about 5 minutes. I'll go find the link. But again, it's just so if someone wants to type it in the question, how do you define yourself professionally? What's your goal? And why do you want to achieve that goal? So get started now, and I'll go ahead and share it. Guys, is there anyone that hasn't done theirs, isn't finished yet? Okay. Do you have a question that you need help with, Kristen, or are you just still working on it? Okay. What's your question?
So when you ask how I define myself professionally, I don't know what to say. I want to say business owner, but then
I'm pretty sure that's what you said to me when I asked you on our call. So it's just literally, what category would you put yourself into? And if it's business owner, just put business owner.
Okay. But if I'm targeting business owners, then they already have a business and I'm not coaching. Like, I'm looking for people to join my team.
Correct.
And how I've related my entire life, and I still feel like resonates with me, is a nurse, but I feel like I can't say that now because I resigned from nursing to become a stay-at-home mom and to
So just pause this and just for the purpose of the exercise, put nurse or business owner, just choose one. And then once we have that locked in, I'll answer that question for you after this. Okay. We'll come back to it. Because notice how you guys all start trying to solve problems that aren't here yet. Always start to go ahead to the next thing and the next thing. The exercise wasn't to think about what you'll do in the future with your content. It was to write your damn statement. And so I get it, Chris. I know you want to have answers. Just write the statement, put it in the chat, and then we can come back to those questions because it's a valid question. And I do want to answer it for you and I do want to help you get clarity. But for now, just write the statement. Put it in the chat. Is there anyone else that's not finished? You put your hand in the air. Everyone's done? Okay, Ali, is there a reason? What's getting in your way?
Yeah, I'm just having trouble. I guess I just have to say mom, even though I really have been fighting that since the beginning.
Okay, I'll help you. Do mum and then type it in the chat.
Okay.
Done. I get it, guys. I get it. This is, see what I mean? Like, such resistance. Just follow the process. Put a statement in there. Awesome work, Ali. The resistance is okay, but I know I got to help you get over the edge. All right, great work, guys. Great work. Now, my intention for today was to do this and then also to do some connection stuff. I don't know if we will get to that. I really do want to make sure that I get my end goal now is to make sure that everyone is clear on their statement so that we can move forward. I don't want to get off this call until everyone's clear. So let's go ahead and do that now. So Kristen, let's come back to you. And if you have a question, go ahead and put your hand up because I want to make sure that everyone's clear. We're going to go off this call very, very clear with what your statement is. I know some of you put a question in the chat. There's been a billion messages since then. So raise your virtual hand. If you don't know how to do it, at the bottom of Zoom, there's a button that says reactions. You click on reactions and then you click on raise your hand. So Kristen, let's come back to you. So your concern is what exactly?
Well, when you first asked the question, I wrote business owner. Yep. Because now when people ask me what I do, I say I run an online business.
Okay. Were you a business owner before you were a nurse?
Actually, yes.
Okay. What type of business did you have?
I was in like vitamins and shakes. I had a nutrition club for 10 years.
Awesome. So like a network marketing company?
Yes. Low ticket MLM.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And how long ago was that?
I closed my business when I was trying to get pregnant with my daughter. So I think 2016 maybe. Because I was working.
Okay, so like 8 years ago. Yep. And then you were a nurse though when you started Enagic, is that correct?
Yes. So I've been a nurse for 17 years. I just resigned like a month ago.
Awesome. And so when you were nursing and you found Enagic, like what was the thing that was like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of nursing into this?
Well, I wanted to make more money. I mean, I made good money as a nurse because I worked all the time.
Yep.
I'm very money driven. Like I have a Ruby personality. And when I seen the Enagic comp plan and what I could make per sale, I instantly knew I was done with nursing. I'm going to stay at home, take care of my kids, focus on my health, and build my business full time.
Awesome. So you were making good money in nursing, but you were working all the time. Then you saw the comp plan. And so why did you then want to transition across from nursing to Enagic?
We have the dream to not only homeschool, but world school our children. And we love to travel. Like we already have 3 trips booked this year. We just love to travel as a family. And I don't want to be tied down anywhere. I didn't want to have a boss. She was already giving me grief about possibly having to take time off of work for IVF. And when she told me at the end of the day, it came down to business and she wasn't going to work with me on my schedule in order for me to do IVF, then I left.
Beautiful.
I put my notice.
So while even though in the past you've been a network marketer, it's nurses for you. And here's the cool thing that I want, like you can listen to the replay of this, Kristen, like you have a clear talk track and story as to why you went from nursing to Enagic that makes all the sense in the world. And is how many of you listen to that, whether you were an employee or a nurse or have been an employee or a nurse and you got it, got it in the chat. You're just like, it makes like, I want to do it. Where can I sign up? So for you, it's nurses. And what I would do is, so I'd speak specifically into that of being a nurse and an employee and just what you told me. You don't have to make it up. It is you. Just share those reasons, pain points, etc. And we'll get into this later, but what I would do personally, I would test out when you actually go to adding your audience to add some network marketers, because there's going to be a percentage of network marketers that you add that are a nurse and or are an employee, and they will easily relate to what you just shared then. Being in a job they don't like, wanting to get out and do something new. And the reason why, and this is where, I don't know if we'll get to this on this call, but the reason why I would specifically add people from network marketers, because there's, again, we can make some assumptions. There's going to be a high percentage of network marketers that you add that still have a job or have had a job and they relate to everything you talk about. But those people that you do have add, if they are an employee or have been an employee and they get you, you can also tick that they want to make money online. You can also tick that they interest in personal development. You can also tick all of that. Does that make sense?
Yes. So now I just basically shift all my content of what I've been doing.
Correct.
Okay.
But don't be like me and don't just wake up one day and just completely tell the story.
Okay.
Tell your, like, write it or say it exactly what you just told me. Hey guys, some of you guys might know, I've always been a nurse, quit last month. I was making good money, but I was working my ass off, saw this opportunity, wanted to have IVF, couldn't do it, said, fuck it, gone all in, want legacy, want travel, etc. So, you know, if you're following me and you're a nurse or you've ever been in a job and you want to learn how to make money online, so whether you're making good money, you can do it so you can do it on your terms, reach out to me. Now, you say that in your own words because your words is perfect. No, see, everyone that said got it. What I just said wasn't me making a story up. It is your story. So you tell that story and that transition will make so much sense to so many people and they will get it. And they'll go, oh my God. And she had the courage to quit and she was making money. She's badass. Ooh, you'll make it easy for those people that want what you have to reach out to you. Is that helpful? See you, Teresa.
And actually, one of the things that I wrote down for my why was to be a badass mom. So it's funny that you said badass.
Yes. And that's the part, like, you're a mom too. You're all those things. But from a targeting perspective, like nurses make, because when you say nurse, it makes it easy for the nurse to find you. But you are a mom too. You're so many things. But just from a marketing perspective, the clearer we are of the type of person, because we can make it easy for that person to find you. And then again, it makes it so easy for me to know where you should find them. Again, I'd say easily, let's go add network marketers. There'll be a big percentage of those that when you're talking about nursing and employee stuff, they're going to get So it makes it so easy once we're clear on that to also say to you where to find them.
Thank you. That was super helpful.
You're so welcome. Okay, Bianca, let's come back to you. So I saw you kind of shared in the chat a little bit of concern now. It's like mums can be hard, right?
Oh, they're so frustrating. It's always, I haven't got the money. And so I've had these thoughts periodically for the past few months going, should I switch to teachers? Because I know teachers get at least $70,000 to $100,000 a year. So the money excuse, which is the main excuse from everyone, isn't really applicable. But I'm definitely more passionate, and all my content so far has been geared towards motherly things, you know, really womanly mother. And like, oh, I'm scared. Like, everyone's going to go, oh, she's flaky, she switched around. And then so like it's this battle in my head going, I know that teachers won't have the money excuse. So far, all the mums that are stay-at-home mums go, oh, I just need to save up a bit, or, you know, the excuses. And it's like, I'm sick of that crap. Like, I just want to make some money and help people who have the capacity to help themselves by investing. So, yeah.
So this is a beautiful example, and thank you for sharing, Bianca, because you know how I said before about choosing what you're really passionate about and aligned versus wanting to make money. And so what I'm hearing you say is that you started out and you're so passionate about mums, you just wanted to go all into that because that's what you're so passionate about. Then you get to the point where you realize that you're attracting mums that have no money and they have no interest in it, which frustrates the heck out of you. And now you just come back to what I'm saying to you guys now anyway, which is I just want to make some money. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So this is such a like, it's a great share, because I think that share from you will break so many other people through that are having this resistance, because you can start off in a more powerful place. Now for you, I don't think it's a matter of, you don't have to change to teachers or whatever, but I think what you do need to do is you do need to be a lot more specific about the type of mum that you want to attract, which by the way, might be slightly different to who you are. And that's okay. What I mean by that is there are plenty of mums out there that do want to be a badass business owner, and they want to make $50,000 a month, and they want to do it while their kids are in daycare or whatever, so they can still create and be a great role model. And so I just start to think about who is the type of mum that I want to speak to. And this is where it's important to realize your brand doesn't have to change in terms of your motherliness and stuff, but just speaking to the right type of person or the type of person you want to attract. That's then brand plus marketing. Your brand is who you are and all those things, but then your marketing becomes, well, I want to build a team of powerhouse mums that have, you know, that you've got time to work on a business. You want to make 20, 50,000 a month. You have money on your own, or you're in a situation in your family where, you know, maybe husband's working, you want to do it yourself. Does that make sense? And just be clear, because again, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be rocket science. Just say, this is who I'm looking for.
Okay.
And it's going to be slightly different to your specific aspirations and your specific lifestyle. That's okay.
Yes, because that's what I just want to second. Sorry. Because I think that's where I'm not being specific enough, because mum is like half the planet's a mum, you know, almost, or whatever. Like there's too many mums. It's like I'm not being specific enough on my ideal mother. Maybe that's why I'm struggling a little bit. Like I want mums that already have the ability to go, okay, I might not have the money, but I will find the money because this is what I really want. Not the mums that are like, oh, it's too hard, because it's like, put your excuses down for a minute, because you're going to create something. You know, I need to be more specific, and that's okay. So I just speak more to that. Is that what you're saying? To
the business-minded mum, woman, powerhouse that wants to be a business owner, that wants to make a shitload of money, all of that. And that's again, that's where you shift. It's like, I don't want to just have this soul-aligned, beautiful business. No, I want to make freaking money.
Yeah.
Like, you know. And so I hope that's helpful. And because, like, think about it. Like, I think of Emily Ford. I think she's about to have a kid. She's got like 5 businesses. She's like does multi-million dollars a year. There's that type of mum, and then there's the type of mum that's, you know, a single mum and has no aspirations to build a business. You just need to be clear on the type of mum that you want to attract.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So welcome. This is so good today, guys. This is so good. I think is a really valuable call. Meg.
Howdy. Okay, so I'm a self-employed woman. And my statement is I help women replace their full-time income online so they can do more of the things they love in life. But should I really be more specific and say that I want to help self-employed women?
So sorry, I just I saw a comment in my male brain did its thing. Sorry. Can you just repeat the question?
So I'm self-employed.
Yep.
So I'd like to know if my statement, or should I really be niching down to help self-employed women rather than just women who work full-time? Because that's where I find that my passion is not women who necessarily have a job, but for the women who have that business drive because they are self-employed already. And if that's something that I should niche down with and change my statement to that.
Well, I think because correct me if I'm wrong, but like you were in a plumbing business, is that correct?
I'm a painter.
Sorry, painter. Yes, correct. I think, like, which one do you relate more to? Self-employed or just someone working full time?
Well, I guess essentially I do work kind of full-time hours, but I don't always work full-time, and I understand for women who are self-employed that work doesn't always come like it does with full-time.
But as a painter right now, are you set up as a business, or are you on wages?
No, ABN.
Yeah, sweet. So I to be honest, I don't think it matters too much for you whether it's full-time or self-employed. Either way, you're doing a job and then wanted something more. And that's the story, right? So in terms of, and this is where, it's more so just about sharing your story and being specific with that. Like, there's going to be a lot of similarities between the employed person working full-time hours and just a full-time employee. It's a very similar situation.
Yeah. Yeah, righto. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. Just quickly before I go to Carly, so Naomi said, I know Muzz and Nagic who started with one on e-payments due to finance and have created great success. But do you want to attract that type of person that has to struggle to get started, that you hope will do something with the business, or you sit there and pray that they will? Of course, anyone can do anything, but is that the person that you want to attract? Or do you want to attract the person that goes, 15K, cool, where do I pay? You feel me? It's not about is this possible? That's not the point. But if I'm speaking to someone, I'm like, yo, the person you've got 15, like, let's go. Now, does that mean you can't or won't help somebody that can't struggle? Like, there's some of you guys in here that I've tried to go over and above to help out of normally what we would do. I still want to help you, but in terms of who I'm wanting to attract and speak into, let me get this isn't how do I attract my okay team member that will maybe do something one day. It's how do I attract my dream team member. I hope that's helpful. Carly.
Hey, I struggled a bit with my who, and I came to people who are stuck in the rat race. Is that like okay, or do I need to kind of niche down into more like woman or like office worker or?
Yeah. You answered the question, because the thing is, if you're at a networking event, so what was the first? How did you describe the first thing? It was what? Sorry.
People who are stuck in the rat race.
Yeah. So if you're at an event and someone said, "Hey, Carly, what do you do?" Would you say, I'm just a person that's stuck in a rat race? Or would you say what?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. Like,
how would you answer it? Like, we're at a networking event right now. What would you say?
I'm a woman.
Yeah, but I said, hey, Carly, so curious, like, what is it that you do?
I do affiliate marketing.
Before that?
Like, I don't know.
Before you started, what would you have said?
Like what do I do?
Yeah.
Like with my Enagic
business? What do you do before you started Enagic? If I saw you and I said, we're at a cafe and I said, Carly, so curious, like, what do you do for work? What would you say?
I work in law enforcement.
Awesome. Fantastic. So, and law enforcement, would you consider yourself an employee?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So for the purpose of your statement, like you could, okay, so you're in law enforcement, or are you still currently in that role?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you would have considered yourself an employee, is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And what was it about Enagic that was like, holy shit, I've got to go do this instead of my job?
I just got like so burnt out and like sick of being told when I can eat, take leave, like just the limitations on everything, the shitty pay, like everything.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Sounds good. And what are you hoping that Enagic will do for you once you hit your goals?
More money, more freedom.
Awesome. Fantastic. So I think for you personally, like when it comes to like, if you're doing something as specific as law enforcement, I don't think you need to have that in your statement. You could just say, I help women. But with your content, you need to be specific about the fact that you are in a job, you want to get out of that job because you're working your butt off and you want X, Y, and Z. And so then that way, your content, because your statement is just a statement. It's not that important. It's just about being clear with who you're going to speak to, which for you is, I was an employee, I saw this opportunity, I want to do it so I can make more money, etc. And so then with your content, other employees, other people working, your content will make it easy for that type of person to know that they should pay attention to you. Is that helpful?
Yeah. So my who could be
just women.
Just women. Could just be women.
Yep.
Because I want to, like, the other thing is I don't just want to work with women as well, but should I just have that to begin with?
But that's fine. That's the thing. So you could still work with men, but the thing is that a woman has a very different life and situations to that of a man. And so when we go talk about the content situation, is like I want you, and this is just I just want to speak a little bit broad here. As a woman, what is this something that a woman experiences? Let me put it this way. How old are you, Carly?
32. Oh gosh.
32. A 32-year-old woman is going to have very different problems in a life situation than a 22-year-old male. True or not true? 32-year-old woman is going to have a very different life situation, problems, etc., than a 50-year-old woman going into the next stage of life, menopause, etc. And so while you can work with other people, I want you speaking so specifically about you and your life situation, which again, broadly, I won't speak about you, but it could be I'm freaking 32. I've wanted to have kids, but I've decided not to have kids, or I've got 3 kids right now. And I wake up and I'm tired and I'm trying to do all that, the cleaning at the house, and I've got no time for me. When you speak specifically like that, who are you going to attract? For me personally, as a man, I'm going to go, ooh, I ain't going to work with you. Could I work with you? Yes. But the type of person that you will attract is you. Does that make sense? And I want you to speak about those specific things. Like some of you are like, I work my business around that time of the month, as an example. Like, be specific about that shit, because then you'll attract other women that are like, wow. Does that land for anyone else, guys? Be specific about you, and as a woman at your age, about your likes and dislikes, and you will be much more attractive to that specific person. This isn't about can I or can't I work with a man or a woman? It's about making your content attractive. Did that land, Carly? Did I get there with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about when we've got 95% ladies on this call. So what I just said maybe makes no sense. I'm a bit confused about that, but hopefully you get the point. Awesome. On to that note, one of the lads here with me, Steve, keeping me company. Steve, how can I help?
Morning, Owen. So yeah, on the flip side of that one, so coming from the dad's point of view, I've got like father, coach, network marketer as who I'm trying to attract.
Yeah, and you've actually been a network marketer in the past?
No, that's why I thought I'd ask a question.
Okay, cool. No, it's got to be actually you,
Okay.
and either something you've done or something that you are. So what is that for you? Father, dad, what else?
And the last, say, 4 years, it's been full-time traveling and retail. Prior to that,
Awesome.
it was
So
labouring, whereas I ended up needing back surgeries from my previous career.
Awesome, sweet. So
So
for you,
very
similar to Carly, I just put I help men. And again, just simply because if Steve starts talking about, laboring and getting, on the tools and then knock off it, and this might not be you, but knock off at the end of the day and have a couple of cans, want to, go out and, shoot some shit. Like, see what I mean? Very different life problems situation. And that's the only reason I would say men for you. And so, but for you, it really is the employee that, got injured, hurt himself, wanted something more, similar to Carly.
All right. And then it's got like the dad and the stepdad side. I don't know which one of those two I should try to attract either.
It's not try to attract. It's just you're a dad, correct?
Yes.
That's just a part of who you are. Like you will naturally.
So I can get the step parent side and I can get the biological dad side, so I can really target both niches.
Yeah. It's just like that's just a part of who you are. Naturally, if you talk about that stuff, you will naturally attract more dads, more men, more dads in general if you speak about that stuff. And that's probably why I think I speak a lot about my family, my children, and while there's not necessarily a lot of men in here, there's a lot of mothers and family people. Does that make sense? So it's not a matter of necessarily who you want to target. That's just a part of you, bro. Like, and if you speak about that, you'll probably attract those like men and people with families, just because that's who you are.
Getting to find the dads is probably not the hard part. It's trying to convince the dads that to leave that surround of the 9 to 5 that's been so heavily programmed into a father for centuries is really, really difficult. They just think that the 9 to 5 is it. That's it.
And that's where so that's not a dad problem. It's probably a targeting problem. So, and again, I don't think we're gonna have time on this call here, but for you, I'd be thinking about, well, where can I add someone where when I add people from that place, there's going to be more men that are open to this, which might be network marketing groups. It might be people that follow Tony Robbins. It might be people that follow Gary Vee as an example. We can make some pretty good assumptions, can't we, about a man that follows Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Andrew Frisella, etc. Like, I can almost guarantee there's going to be a higher percentage versus a low of those men that are open to something like this than just maybe somewhere else that you've been adding. Does that make sense?
Well, they've been looking in the wrong areas.
Yes. And that's where there's no perfect place, but we just want to add people from a place where we can make a lot of assumptions about that person. And so those examples for you, I would start there, bro, because it seems pretty straightforward. If you add people from those places, you're going to get a lot of people that are open to personal development, open to business, open to make money online, etc.
Yeah, because my goals have never changed. They're all based around building my kids' future, not mine. I want to buy my kids houses each. I want to set them up for life. It's more about building their future, not mine.
Yeah, awesome.
So that's pretty much my statement. It's never changed.
Yep, awesome. Got it. That helpful?
Yeah, that will help me. I'll try different locations now for target audience.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Alexa, we'll go Alexa and then Amanda. We're doing pretty good with timing here. Alexa, how can I help?
Hey, okay, so my question is around the second question, which is like, what is the goal? So I have like 2 ideas on the goal. So like my ideal client is faith or women of faith or like Christian women. So then the original one that I have is I help women of faith get paid to be of service through social media. And then the second one that I have is I help women of faith.
But that's the thing. What's your goal with an Enagic? If I said to you like, hey, you started an Enagic, what's your financial goal? What were you hoping to achieve? I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think you would respond and say, I just want to be of service to the world. You started Enagic because why? What financially, business wise, what were you hoping to achieve?
Yeah. So I was thinking like get paid to like live your purpose.
I just want you to answer that question. When you've started Enagic or even now, what's your financial goal? What's your business goal?
A 10K a month business.
Boom.
Just like a cat.
Boom. That's what it is.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking of putting for like my second idea. But I'm worried about like I don't really want to create content around money. So like is it pointless to put that in my because I care more about hold on. I care more about like the purpose of Enagic and like being of service, being of purpose. But like is that not profitable?
Well, it depends. Do you wanna make money?
Dang. Okay.
And that's the thing. You can still talk about all that stuff, but if you want to attract someone that wants to make 10K a month, talk about that. So let me give everyone a break to listen into this. With marketing, give people what they want. Catch this. Marketing gives people what they want. When they pay you, give them what they need. What I mean by this, and I think this will land I hope this will land for you, Alexa. When I first started my health and fitness business, I could not give two shits about helping somebody lose weight. Zero passion. If there was a negative, I'd be at negative. I don't freaking care. Go to the gym yourself. Like, stop being lazy. Because it's like, why you want to pay me to help you? That was my thing. But all I wanted to help people with was I want to help people be the best version of themselves. I want to help people live an awesome, extraordinary, authentic, powerhouse life. And I said the same thing to my coach, Alexa. I'm like, I want to talk about that. And he said, here's what you do. Market to what they want, which is a freaking bikini body, looking in the mirror and loving what they see, being able to be confident with the clothes that you wear and feel sexy or whatever it is. So I market to that. And to be honest, what they wanted is I want to lose the last 10 kilos. So all my marketing is, hey, I want to help you lose the last 10 kilos. But then I would say, hey, here's my difference though. As we do this, like I'm going to help you become the best version of you. We're going to like, it's not just about that. I want to help you learn to love what you see in the mirror, learn to fall back in love with yourself. But every single piece of content was lose that last 10 kilos. So for you market, again, guys, market to what people want. Quick example with you guys. What do I talk about in my content? Legacy, 6A, 20, 50K a month. When you get in here, what do? They stop messing around and do more shit. If I marketed that, you guys probably wouldn't buy, would you? Because you're like, that's intense. Like, you know what I mean? So I market to what you want, make money, because I want to attract people that want to make money. Then when you're here on this call, thank you guys, type breakthrough in the chat. Now I get to give you what you need now that you've paid me and you're listening. Now it's like, hey guys, it ain't about attraction marketing, sorry to tell you. It's about building a real business. And because you've paid me, most of you don't run away. And you do hopefully do it. And then you make the money, which is what you wanted in the first place. So market to what people want, Alexa, then give them what they need. But you can still have that flavor in there of service and all that stuff, yeah? But don't stray away from the most important thing. If you want to attract people that are going to make 10K a month with you, that's got to be the focus.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Did that land? Did that hit? Yeah. And this is where it's important, guys. This is where with the character connection, credibility, and conversion, like your character connection, that's all the service and what you believe in and all that stuff. You can still talk about all that stuff, but you got to be clear about the end result of what you want to help people with, which is what people want, which is if you want to attract people that want to make money, then yes, talk about money, please. Because otherwise they'll get started and you'll be like, hey, do this stuff to make money. And be like, hold on, I just wanted to be here of service. You might make a sale, but then they'll come in and be confused. So just be honest with people. Woo, this is so good. Thank you guys. Get out the butt. Yeah. Amanda, talk to me. You're saying, wow.
Yeah, I think that just answered like all of my questions. I was having such problems with my offer. I've been reading $100 million leads, like, oh shoot, I needed to just get $100 million offers because I am not clear.
Yes.
And I've been having this mess of like, okay, I'm a surfer diver. I used to be in organic farming. I'm now just a gardener and I love that. I want to help farmers and gardeners, but like I'm now a surfer living my dreams doing that. I also want to help nature lovers and health enthusiasts. You know, I'm a raw foodist, so I feel like people who are into their health are ready to spend the money. Okay, there's that. But then I'm also like, okay, my goal was all over the place too. My goal was 250K months, eliminate plastic pollution in my lifetime, unite humanity and elevate the collective paradigm. That's what I want. And that's what people, yes, need. But now it's so clear, like people don't realize, like people don't really want that. They want, and this is what I really have cleared it down to, I wanted to build financial freedom, supporting the environment, but while being able to travel, surf, dive, garden, and build the life of my dreams. I wanted to build financial freedom.
Awesome. Sweet.
Cool.
How easy is that?
That's good. And then I just to be really like sure and solid that I'm clear on who I want to help though, because that's where I'm like, do I lump surfer, divers, and health enthusiasts together into athletes? Can I do that? Or should I just go with like surfers and then keep the health in there? Or do I go with
Well, no, that's the thing too, is and I didn't put this in the slides, but when it comes to niche, there's two things that can allow you to niche down. Number one is your authenticity. Like doubling down on you being you create a niche of one. You will just attract people like you. Make sense? Number two is the specific type of person. And so cool thing with you, Amanda, is like you could just go with women, but the rest of your statement is so detailed, it's so specific. And so that's like it's a specific enough niche in itself, like financial freedom, so the gardening and all that stuff. That's very specific. So for you, I wouldn't stress too much about that. Like athletes is probably, doesn't really have much of an. I just say women.
A little off.
It's just weird in terms of having it. It's not weird in terms of having it in a statement. So I just say women, and the rest of your stuff is super, super specific and very, very clear. Again, it's just a matter of being making it easy for the right person to find you and you to find them. The crazy thing is, how many of you noticed how with this chat here is that the statement is incredibly important, but it's not that important at all? Because your content is everything else, which is, I still haven't figured out how to articulate that in a way that makes any sense. So I don't know if that made sense to you just then. But the clarity we get from getting clear on the statement, it gives you a target to use for your content. So now hopefully, Amanda, like what you just shared with me is so clear. It makes it easy for someone like you to find you. You know what I mean? But the statement, what's in your bio, like it doesn't matter, because it's not like it's 0.0001% what's in there. But the clarity we've gotten about our statement and who we're speaking to, that's everything. Because now you're so, like, I hope, are you really clear on knowing what you can speak about now?
Yeah.
Amanda? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And so I don't know, I'm still struggling to articulate that, but I hope it, like the statement, it's because so many of you, and I know this, like Audrey, who's not on the call, she's like, well, should I put this in there and that? It's like, it doesn't matter. You just got to be clear on like, what's this direction? And we can change the words and the emojis and all that shit later on. Like, it just doesn't matter. Just be clear on the direction we're speaking. And the thing I want you to realize, guys, is your niche and your statement shit, like it'll change so much. Just start. And now, could you get more clear from market research and all that? Yes. But you will do all this shit and not create any content. So just start with what you've got today. And then here's what I did. I started, and then what I did was, and this is where you get the real value, you start to actually look at the conversations you're having with people. So Kelly, you said before, do I put 10K or making money online? Here's how you decide. I go speak to 1,000 Enagit distributors. I say, what's your goal? And I look at what's the most common thing that people tell me. That's it. And I might be surprised that 7 out of 10 people tell me I want to replace my full. I might think it's 10K months, but what people operationally tell me might be I want to replace my full-time income. Type landing in the chat. So how you make it much more specific eventually is you speak to people. This is why I always grinds my gears when people are like, I don't want to reach out to anyone. It's your best. The only way that I can do a call like this is because I've spoken to so many people. And the only reason I can write magnetic content is, so again, what we've learned about today, you might be, I know some of you are like, well, what do I write? How do I write it? All this shit. Doesn't matter. Just go write more content. You're probably going to have to write 1,000 posts before you get clear on any of this stuff. But this gives you direction, and you will make it better through the volume. Yeah? You will improve it through the volume. You'll improve it through the feedback you get from people, from the conversations that you have. I think Audrey's question to me was, she was trying to figure out because she wants to work with network marketers, and she was trying to get the perfect word. And I said, just go reach out to 10 network marketers you might want to work with and ask them, hey, what do you do? And listen to what they tell you. If they say network marketers, use that. If they say way shower, soul led, which they won't, use that. You feel me? That's why and again, we weren't to understand this. How many of you before have put like way shower, soul led, something like that, like bottlenecks, like struggler, like whatever. It's like, if I went at that person, that's how you identify them. They don't probably identify themselves that way. When they see soul led, blah, 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 they're like, what the heck is this person on? Real talk. I talk to my wife. She's like, I see these, like, what are these people on about? So confusing. So we want to use how they define themselves. So before we finish up, guys, I think we've done pretty good on 90 minutes here. Is there anyone that's not clear? Okay. So the end result for today, and I want everyone listen up. Is everyone open to a task that we won't have time to do it live on the call now, but that's really important? Sweet. I want to see everyone do this. Go into your social media and change your statement. Take a screenshot and post it in school. That's number one. Go and put it in your bio. Boom, Andrew, awesome work. Screenshot, put it in school. Secondly, just like Yaya told me to do, this week, go out and start creating content for that specific person. Okay. You know how I said to Kristen, and she shared why she went from nursing to this. So Kristen, you go and just tell that story. Hey guys, and that's the first post. And for many of you here, just do that. Hey guys, and many of you know that I was doing this, decided to do this. Here's why. And so I'm looking for other people that are also nurses like I was, that want what I have. Reach out to me. That's your first post. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just tell the truth. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, my story doesn't. Just tell the truth. So number one, put it in your bio, screenshot school. Number two, start speaking to that specific person. Are we up for that, guys? Type yes in the chat. Was today really helpful? Honestly. Okay. Put this in your stories. Tell people about it. Share the excitement from this. Let everybody know that this is the best 6A sprint going around. This is where it's at. This is where it's happening. And we haven't even started yet. We're gonna crush this out. So I did want to get through just before we finish up, guys. So next week, over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna do content DMs, and growing audience. We've got an awesome call. Ashley's going to do some like real deep dive stuff into Enagic and 4A hacks and 8 points and all the many things that I don't even understand fully. Are you guys excited for that? We're going to have a full Q&A call about the halfway point through, so we can just answer tons of questions. But just get ready, because all we've done now is laid the foundation. The next step is now leads, and sales. Does that sound good? That's all we're going to focus on for the next few weeks. And the remaining 7 weeks is going to be about money making activities. You feel me on that? Does that sound good? So Alexa's question is like, yes, we're going to talk about money. We're going to make money. We're going to love money, because money's awesome. If we're in this business to do anything else, like just go to a woman's or a man club and just talk. But if we want to make money, let's do that together. Does that sound good? Awesome. That's what I'm here. I'm here for it if you guys are. So love you guys so much. Thank you for being so present. Thank you for all of your questions. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.
See ya. Bye.
Peace.